guys.
You're failing. You've got 3 seconds. 3.
How's it going? I have dirt all over my face. I've been digging in my yard, which is like my favorite Sunday activity. Definitely a favorite. We'll give everybody just a second to plug in. Happy Sunday, guys. Let's see here. Okay. We are. Why am I? Awesome. We're going to get started in just a second. Let me fix my hair. So I led a coaching call for the certification a couple days ago, and the entire call I tried to pull my hair out of, it was stuck in the scrunchie, and it took 30 minutes to get out of a scrunchie. It was stuck like a knot. I couldn't, that's never happened to me before, which made me question if I have been brushing my hair enough, because that should not happen. All right, guys, we're going to get right to it. I can't so for some reason, my Zoom is not letting me mute people right now. So if you guys can go ahead and mute yourself, just until I finish this first part, and then we can unmute to talk to each other. That'll keep the background noise kind of down. So happy Sunday, guys. Quick couple of announcements. We put out a save the date in the Facebook group for the upcoming events that we're going to do. These are Fitme events that we're doing this year. They're going to be super awesome. Like, they are a coached weekend, kind of take all the stuff that you've been working on and then put it on steroids and like compress it into a weekend. We're doing one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast. So save the date for those. And we will put out probably by tomorrow evening, some information that will help you make actual plans. So we won't be putting out like all the details, but like what airports you could fly into if you're coming in from out of the state, or, you know, those kind of details we'll put out as soon as possible. That way people can start making plans. Second announcement is we are going to start another round of this like 10-day version of the plate challenge. It worked really well for people to kind of focus their efforts for 10 days straight. So we're going to start that on Wednesday. Why Wednesday? Because I like to mix it up, and everybody likes to start things on Mondays. And I think sometimes it's nice to start something on a Wednesday and just say right in the middle of the week is when I'm going to really buckle down. So you do you. If you're already crushing it on the plates, then keep going Monday, Tuesday, by all means. It doesn't have to be like, you know, pizza and ice cream Monday, Tuesday, but on Wednesday, we are starting another 10 days where you can really like make a commitment to yourself of, I'm going to hit, you know, 1, 2, or 3 plates a day and focus on doing that. So that'll start on Wednesday. I think that's it for announcements. Yeah, that's it. So topic for today is a couple weeks ago, we talked about movement. We talked about the difference between workouts and movement, and kind of what your target from a few weeks ago was to let your coach which one you wanted to focus on, maybe which one you needed more help with, whether it was strength training stuff or whether it was like getting out and moving. What we are focused on this week is everybody, we want you to set a movement goal for May. So May movement, you can call it whatever you want. What we want to do is pick something. So 1 October, everybody in Fitme committed to 10K every day. It was pretty cool because most people, even if they weren't hitting 10K, they set a goal for themselves of walking a certain amount. And they went way outside what they would have done. And it kind of took advantage of that last bit of nice weather before winter. And probably you got some decent weather right now. And so it's May, it's nice outside, and we want to get moving. And so I personally am setting a 10K everyday goal for the month of May. That is always challenging for me. Believe it or not, I feel like even though I get some like workouts in fairly frequently throughout the week, if I am not intentional about walking, I don't get to 10K. And so for the month of May, I'm going to commit to 10K every day. That's my movement goal for May. And I want everybody to set a movement goal for themselves for this month. And so by goal, it means that it should be an extension or a challenge to what you're already doing. So if you already have like a default setting for movement, I want you to up it for the month of May. It can be different for everybody. So if 10K is too much for you, you can set a goal. Like if you're only averaging 4K steps right now, 10K might be too much. Going to 6 or 7 might be the right thing. If you want your movement to be something else, like yoga or, some sort of workout, totally fine with that too. So you pick what it is, but I want you to push yourself for the month of May. And it could be like, I want to do some sort of movement every day this month. Every single day, I want to get something in. Whatever it is, you do you. So here's why we're going to do movement for the month of May. One, it is nicer weather. So it's nice to kind of take advantage of that and get outside. Breathing fresh air other than the allergies can be a nice way to de-stress. It can be a nice way to like reset, to feel more centered. It can be a nice way to, take a break. Like say you come home from work, you're super stressed out. Like instead of feeling snacky, you could go for a quick walk. After dinner, same thing. Like you have a nice big dinner, you're feeling pretty full, you go for a walk. So being intentional about that movement can be really helpful for a lot of reasons. But at the end of the day, there's most people who are seeing weight loss happen are being intentional about getting in extra walking. This is just a basic observation about bodies. Because here's the deal. When you go to the gym, you may have a really hard, intense, 15, 20-minute workout. If you go to boot camp, it might be longer, but if you sit the rest of the day, then you're fairly sedentary. So one of the ways that we can kind of speed up our bodies change if we are looking, to feel better in our clothes or to actually lose pounds on the scale, one of the ways that you can do that is just by increasing your overall daily movement. And I mean, everything counts. From stairs that you're walking into parking in the back of the, parking lot and walking further to like doing extra laps around the store just so that you can get some extra movement in. Like everything counts. And it sounds silly because you're like, well, that can't help. It does. It really, really does. And so if you're like, man, I'm plateaued and I haven't seen any weight loss for a while, then take this May movement goal seriously. If you up your steps, I made a reel. I haven't shared it yet. It's going to be on Instagram, but it's kind of a joke. It's like, I said 5 ways to gain weight. And I said, take 10K steps and turn it into 5K. And I want you to start eating out more. And I want you to sleep less. I want you to drink alcohol a couple nights a week to manage your stress. And last but not least, I want you to start snacking on lots of junk food so that you don't feel tempted to eat any real meals. And it's like, I don't know, I hope people think it's funny and they don't think I'm just being a jerk, but I'm going to put it out this week. And then I said, or you can reverse it and it'll help you lose weight. But what I'm saying, one of the things on there, the biggest one is to take your 10K and turn it into 5K. That's the fastest way to add 5 pounds. If you go the other way, it's the fastest way to lose 5 pounds. Take 5K steps a day, turn it into 10K and tell me I'm wrong. Take me up on this challenge this month. And then see if at the end of the month you haven't broke a plateau or seen a change in how you feel. Again, like if you're not tracking weight, which you don't have to be, it might just be a change in how you feel in your clothes. It might just be a change in how your joints feel. So I want everybody to pick a movement goal for the month of May. And if you are somebody who already gets to the gym a lot, you're like, man, I don't know, how can I add any more movement in? I want your movement goal to be related to stretching or like restorative movement. So if you are somebody who's got this on lock, you're like, I already walk 10K steps a day. I go to the gym 5 days a week. Then your movement for May that you're going to focus on is restorative movement, like a mobility class or something like that. And I want you to set a target for the month of how many you're going to do. Or what is it called? Yin yoga. Is that the chill one? I get them mixed up. a chill yoga, not like the intense power yogas and stuff. So you can do that too. So talk to your coach if you're not sure what's going to be good for you. But I think this will be fun. And personally, it's whenever the coaches, we set these kind of targets, it's a little bit selfish for us too. A lot of times it's like, well, we haven't been moving as much as we want to move, so let's all move together. And it can be like a really, we're all kind of on a journey together. And I think everybody's ready to get outside and move more. So I want to hear from you guys. Do you know what your movement target for the month of May is?
Well, I'm super glad that this is the target because we're getting ready to leave on a really long trip. And I kept saying that I was going to write down the amount of exercises or workouts that I was going to hit outside of the pool. And I haven't done it yet. So now I have to do it. So I don't know yet, but I'm definitely going to actually look at my calendar and let my coach know.
Yeah, because we made it the target for the week.
Yeah. So it has to happen.
Yes. And Amy said that perfectly. Like, it doesn't, like, I'm choosing 10K every day because that's going to be a challenge for me because I've already got my gym routine. For you, your movement for May could be to start doing some workouts. You could set a target. Hey, I want to get in 20 workouts for the month of May. It doesn't have to be, it's going to be specific to you. What's challenging for you?
I'm gonna work 10K every day because I've been noticing that I get my Tory exercises in the morning, but then I'm not getting as many steps in during the day. Like you were just saying, getting that workout in and then kind of being sedentary the rest of the day. So it will be good for me to make sure I'm getting those extra steps in.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, Nikki. How many are you going to do?
10K every day.
All right. That makes it easy.
And it's also going to help because my husband's taking me on a trip for a couple of days mid-May. So I'll have to make sure I get my steps in then too.
Good. I like it. Maureen, was that you that hopped in? I couldn't tell.
That was, I'm going to work on the restorative and stretching. I definitely need to work on that. I'm super tight all over, and it's because I don't do enough stretching. I do enough workouts. I get my 10,000 in every day. Yeah. So this is good for me to make that a goal this month.
I like it. I was actually thinking of you when I was talking about it. But you could pick, I don't know if the gym still does like mobility class or anything, but if not, you could pick however many you want to do in a week,
Yeah, I do go to Ramwad one night a week, but I don't think it's enough. So
No.
I need to work it at home. Instead of sitting watching TV at night, I need to sit on the floor and really work on stretching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many good things too, like that you could do. Tori actually puts a ton on her Instagram.
She does.
And so if you're at home and you need something to do, Tori's got lots on there.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I like it, Maureen. So you get to think about it and then set an exact target to tell your coach.
Okay.
Anybody else have one that they either want to share or they have questions about?
I took shoes down to my office so that I can, on my lunch breaks that are a little bit longer, I can do laps around the building. Or if I have a really long lunch break, I can go across to the park and do some laps in the park. So I started doing that a couple weeks ago, but it was a good thing to actually leave an older pair of shoes that are still comfortable to walk in, but leave them there so they're there. Now that it's warmer here, I'm probably gonna have to take like shorts and stuff too, so that I'm not gross in my work clothes when I come back.
Mm-hmm. Can you set an exact target around how much movement you're going to do with that?
I can, but I'm not going to yet.
Okay. You get to think about it and then decide and then tell your coach. I like it. Because sometimes it doesn't have to be steps. Like not everybody does great with an activity tracker. So like a watch, like that measures the number of steps. Sometimes that can be like not a fun game for people. And if some people, it's a really fun game. It's super motivating. They're like, look, and they're like, oh, I got to get up and go do something. It feels fun. But if it's not fun for you, you actually can just measure the old fashioned way. Like if there's a distance that you go, then know that distance. Like I could go to the stop sign and back, and that's a half a mile at my house. And so if I did that twice, then I know I got a mile. And so I could just focus on how many times to the stop sign and back could I get, in a week, and just tick them off prison style, time.
I've hit a bit of a plateau. So I'm definitely going to push myself to get 10,000 steps for the month, because I feel like I hit 8,000, which was my previous goal, well, 7,500, which was my previous goal, pretty regularly over the last 2 weeks. So I think I'm going to step it up and kind of push myself and see if that helps get me over the hump.
Tell me about your plateau, Nicole. How much weight did you lose before you plateaued, and how long have you been stuck there?
I've lost 15 pounds since January 1st. And been stuck at this weight probably for the last 4 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, I always ask, I'm always curious, because some people are like, I'm at a plateau, but it's only been a week. And so that usually doesn't count. But if you've been there for 4 weeks and things are staying the same, then it is time to switch things up. And I think like a really great way to do that would be to take that 7,500 steps and go to 10,000.
Got it.
For sure. And the other thing that you can do when you're at a plateau is just take a good look at the like, I know we talked about this, Nicole, a couple weeks ago, but going from like a loose look at a Fitme plate where you're just hitting, protein, veggie, carbs, fat, and you're like, perfect, to maybe looking at the portion sizes and saying like, let me ballpark what these portions are supposed to be, and take a look at that. And that's also a helpful way to break through a plateau.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm a little bit more liberal with my, especially my protein, because I'm never issue with getting my protein. It's always more so probably the veggies, because I like to mix it up a bit. So I definitely think that will be another good factor to take a look at.
If you're doing a lot of protein and a lot of veggies, that's normally a good thing. It's usually the fat sources that are really easy to kind of over guess, like, the nut butters, the avocado. Those are the ones that like, it feels like we're not having a lot, we're actually like having triple. But I think like just taking a look at it would probably help also, Nicole, just so that you have that info. And it usually doesn't take a big change. Like that's why I wanted to ask Nicole this for everybody, because when we're doing a lot of the basics, we're sticking with like our, kind of Fitme foundation principles. And then we're like, wait, I'm stuck. It's not like you have to change a bunch of things to get the weight coming off again or to speed it up. It's usually just like, I kind of think of it like you've got all these dials on a tractor or something. That's probably not right. You probably don't turn dials on a tractor. But like you would just turn them a little bit, not a lot. You wouldn't just spin everything and mix it all up. You would, turn up the steps a little bit, and then you would like check the portions a little bit, keep everything else the same. And usually that's enough to break through a plateau. There's definitely not dials on a tractor. So probably like some sort of mechanical machine is probably the right thing. Like a power machine is what I'm imagining. We're going to take my bachelor's of science and just say that check in the box. I take no credit for it in its application to this. Anybody else have thoughts or want to share? Crystal said right before she put this in the chat, right before she hopped on the call, she wrote her goal for the week to walk 25 miles. Just a couple months ago, she set a monthly goal, 40 miles. So upping her mileage. That's awesome. Crystal, I read your mind. Or you read mine, one of the two. Anybody else have a share? Molly Shay, how many miles are you running this month?
funny you should ask me that. I just did my mileage log for the past couple months, and my goal is to run 40 miles this month. And I can do it because I'm going to do it. But my movement goal is 10K every day steps. That's actually something I just got this week, like for every day this week. And it's the first time I've done that in a week, like 7 days straight in a really long time. So that's my movement goal.
I like it. It takes me being very intentional to get
Yes.
10K every day. I have to either take like 3 mini walks or one like hour long walk for me to hit it. It is not by accident. Unless I'm like, you know, somewhere weird with the kids and like actually on my feet all day. The other thing you can do, guys, is like, I really think can be fun to return to some of the things we enjoyed like as kids. And so if you're like, man, just the idea of committing to like movement feels like a burden rather than fun, maybe it should be fun. And think about, you know, movement that you liked in the past and go to that. I mean, I strongly encourage, unless exercise is easy, then we shouldn't pick something that's hard, right? If it's easy for you, then yes, by all means, pick something that's like challenging, way outside of your comfort zone, that's hard. But if you're like, man, I just need to get moving more, we should pick something fun, something that we'll stick to consistently. And so if like walking's a stress reliever, pick that. If you like rollerblading and you haven't rollerbladed since you were a kid, go get yourself some rollerblades. Go to Play It Again Sports, get yourself some rollerblades, start rollerblading. If you want to go to the trampoline park with the kids, go to the trampoline park. Like, it doesn't have to be, you know, lifting weights by myself in my room. It can be something fun, and it should be if it's challenging for you to commit to. Does anybody do any fun movement on the regular? And workout can be fun, something that they consider fun.
Well, I shared with the group a few days ago, last week, I think it was. I played hide and seek in the yard with my 3 and 5-year-old. And I used to be a hide and seek connoisseur or expert level when I was a kid. But I was quickly outrun by my 5-year-old. So it made it fun, but also the next day was a bit challenging because I was a little sore, but it definitely was fun. So with the weather getting warmer, definitely going to incorporate much more movement with my little gremlins outside.
I love that. I think if you're like somebody who gets to take littles to the park, this is like me looking at you saying, we don't get to just sit on the bench this month and like look at our phone and zone out. We should be playing and moving around with them. It's like the challenge of the month.
Got it. Yeah, I'm mama bear at the park, so I'm like nervous for all the kids. So I'm like constantly rolling anyway. So I can't relax on the bench. I'm always like watching and lurking. So
I love that you like have a status of hide and seek, you know, that you knew you were like bomb at it in the past. You love hide and seek.
Hey, Christy, I just wanted to throw out there and put a little plug in for the Fitme Give Back. Everything you were just talking about is kind of the events that we have picked that second week of June, kind of the throwback to those field days we had as kids and stuff. So information will be coming soon what the events are. And so keep that in mind. It was just kind of a fun way to get moving with you, family, and friends.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Nikki. And that's like a perfect way for us to actually wrap up today's call. So in June, we're going to do a like virtual fundraiser, and the money that we raise is going to go to some local food banks. We're going to pick 3, right, Nikki? 3 in different parts of the country. And everybody can pick an event to do with their like family and friends. And there's like 3 to choose from. And then you're like register for the event, you get a shirt, and it all goes to food banks. And so it should be fun. That's going to be in June, and we'll have signups for that soon.
Yeah. Registration will start May 24th.
Yes. Super fun. Anybody else have anything before we wrap up? Before we do pictures? Sweet, guys. All right, let's take a quick pick. So remember, your target for the week is to set a movement goal for the month of May. And it should be specific to you. All right, guys, we got to do 2 pictures because we have 2 screens worth of people. All right, everybody get ready. 1, 2, 3. And then one more. Wait a second. Okay, and again, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Sweet, guys. Have a fantastic week. I will see y'all soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.